You've seen this wall. You know this wall. But how tall is it? Are you sure about that number?
Welcome to 25 years of history and trivia at Oracle Park.
If there's any defining feature about Oracle Park for opposing players, it's got to be that huge right field wall. It's tall enough to block home runs and opens up to one of the deepest right center fields in all of baseball. And some hitters have some strong feelings about it.
You had a chance earlier in the offseason to sign with the Giants. What kind of prompted you to bypass that offer and wait it out?
I mean, it kind of was one of those things where, if I'm being quite honest, it's not the best, hitter-friendly park for me. San Fran's a tough ballpark to hit in, especially when you go the other way there. Citi Field's not like that. Most fields aren't.
So just how did one of the most defining features in any stadium outside of the Green Monster come to be?
The wall that lines right field at Oracle Park was clearly going to be one of the park's landmarks, but some rules and key wants led to what it became. According to park designer Joe Spear, the early plans called for the fence to extend all the way to the water and a wall that would only be 12 feet tall. But this is where the first rules changed things. San Francisco required a walkway along the bay that would be open to the public, and that led to Spear suggesting archways that would allow a free look into the outfield. The Giants agreed without hesitation. That led to a plan that would have a walkway on top of a still short wall, but the team's owners had another desire, seating all the way around the ballpark, including on that right field wall. So now there was the public walkway, the walkway for the stadium on top of the wall, and rows of seats, and that just kept pushing it closer to the plate, and now it started to violate another rule.
So, Major League Baseball rules for new stadiums state that outfields must be a distance of 325 feet to the foul poles. The Giants couldn't really do that. So Major League Baseball came up with a compromise inspired by Fenway Park. You could have it shorter if you had it taller.
So if the wall was going to be that close down the line, it needed to be taller. But how tall is it? Well, many people call it the Willie Mays Wall since the wall down the line is 24 feet tall. But is it 24 feet? In one of the earliest announcements about the wall reported in the San Francisco Chronicle, it was actually going to be 28 feet tall. The rows of seats might have let them lower it a little, but it is not 24 feet tall. No, if you look at the Giants' website, it is 25 feet tall.
Believe me, I am about as shook and surprised by this as anyone. As far back as I can remember with Pacific Bell Park, I thought it was the Willie Mays Wall, 24 feet.
But you can use the Wayback Machine all the way to 2000 and see it was listed there on the Giants' website even then at 25 feet. ESPN's still published game recap of the first game also says 25 feet, as does the Giants' published book about the park from 2000, Splash Hit. So where did the origin of calling it the Willie Mays Wall and 24 feet come from? I don't know. I can't find it published by any official sites like the Giants anywhere. Searches with the San Francisco Chronicle and San Jose Mercury News don't have any reference to the actual term Willie Mays Wall until the early 2010s. So what's going on? Do Giants fans have some weird, huge Mandela effect about this?
Look, I truly want to get to the bottom of this. So tell me in the comments, when did you first hear it called the Willie Mays Wall? How long have you thought it was? But I may have to make this another video because there's a lot more to talk about with this wall.
Anyway, at 25 feet tall, it is tied for the second highest wall in all of the majors, along with Chase Field's center field wall. And of course, they are both behind the 37-foot 2-inch tall Green Monster in Fenway Park. As the wall stretches out to right center field, more rows of seats causes the wall to angle in sharply and drop down to 20 feet tall.
Put an asterisk in that 20 feet. It's not officially published like that anywhere, and I'm starting to question my reality after hearing about the 25-foot wall.
The angle of the lot made it so that the right field wall jutted out steeply all the way to what was originally 421 feet, one of the deepest points from home plate in any stadium anywhere. That also helped even out the second shortest right field line distance at 309 feet, again, second only to Fenway Park.
Now, of course, this part of the park has another nickname. This one, however, though, is official and confirmed. Triples Alley. So, with the crazy dimensions and angles, the different materials on the wall, the brick, the concrete, the fencing, the padding, the fans behind the fence, the right field wall at Oracle Park is set up so that some of the most memorable, crazy plays can happen right there.
Deep right field, back at the wall. Ichiro hits it off the wall. It takes a weird carom, and Ichiro may circle the bases. Here comes Ichiro, inside the park, home run.
Worth into the opposite field. Pence back at the wall and makes the catch!
But that's the inside of the wall.
From the outside, the right field wall is one of the few parts of the park that does not have brick signing. In fact, the original renderings did have brick showing on this side of the park.
But a review session with architect John Cricken from Skidmore, Owings & Merrill pointed out that the pier buildings across all of San Francisco are either limestone, painted stucco, or concrete. He suggested that the Giants stick with that theme for a lot of their waterfront. So while the third and king sides of the ballpark reflect the brick warehouses historically in the area, the parts facing the bay emulate San Francisco's iconic industrial piers. Underneath the right field walkway is the Port Walk, where Giants fans can watch the games for free through the archways, a unique experience in all of baseball. Not only is it free, but it's field level, a perspective few fans get to experience in the big leagues. Larry Baer and Peter McGowan wrote about how they felt it was important that the cheapest place to see the game should be free, unlike the way stadiums have been built since Connie Mack and Shibe Park in Philadelphia in the early 1900s. The two used the Port Walk to refer to knothole gangs, a term originated in the 19th century when kids would watch games for free through natural holes in the outfield fences. On busy games, fans are cycled through, usually every 3 innings, depending on the size of the crowd. Above and beside the Port Walk is a manually operated scoreboard for out-of-town scores. That scoreboard above the Port Walk is now part of a super exclusive area in the park called the Gotham Club, which I've never had the money or power to have access to, but it offers a bar and event space unlike any other in baseball.
There is one hidden feature down here underneath the wall that not a lot of people know of. It's not as publicly accessible, but it is viewable from down here in the Triples Alley area, and that is that there are actually hand-operated standings for the National League on the columns back there.
And while the right field wall has been the backdrop and site for many historic moments, like the chase for the number 73 home run ball in 2001, it was also the site of tragedy in 2003 as one fan was killed after falling off of it. On September 18, 2003, 35-year-old Todd Edward Adams dropped his sunglasses from the arcade to the public walkway outside. A man outside the park told Adams that he'd hold on to the glasses for him, but the police said that Adams chose to jump over the hand railing to try to get to a light fixture down below and then jump down to the Port Walk. However, he was not able to do that. He slipped and fell, and he would die after being taken to the hospital. This tragedy happened the same day that the Giants clinched the division title in 2003, although most fans and the team were unaware of it. For 2004, the Giants added a little height to the railing along the arcade, including a new drink rail, to make attempts to climb it more difficult.
Whether it's 24 or 25 feet tall, the right field wall at Oracle Park is definitely one of the most defining features in all of baseball. Now, it makes it unique, it makes it difficult to play, but you know what? It's these unique touches that make baseball a lot of fun and make being a fan here at San Francisco a very unique thing. That's it for this one. If you want to hear more, hit like, hit follow, give me a comment. Let me know what you think of the right field wall, and I'll talk to you soon.